सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, हमने डिस्कस किया था क्रिस्टल फील्ड थ्योरी में D1, D2 एंड D3 केस। हमने ये कहा था कि जो D1 केस होता है, D2 केस होता है, D3 केस होता है, they are always low spin complexes. The case of high spin complex does not arise in case of D1, D2 and D3 case. Now let us take D4 case, D4, D5, D6, D7 case. Let us discuss these cases. What happen in these cases? In D4, D5, D7, D8 cases. Means when we have 4d electrons, 5d electrons, 6d electrons, 7d electrons. Let us take D4 case. Means we are having 4d electrons. In absence of the ligand, these d orbitals are degenerate. They contain one electron like this. There are 4d electrons. This is 3d4 configuration. But once the ligands approach, what happens? These d orbitals, they get split up into two sets. We know that one of the set is having lower energy. In case of octahedral field, the lower energy set is in case of octahedral complexes. This lower energy set, we named it as T2G in the previous lecture, and this set we named it EG in the previous lecture. In case you have not watched that lecture, please watch first that lecture, then you can understand this lecture. Now see, two cases arise. We have D4 case, we have 4d electrons. These 4d electrons have configuration like this. Now in presence of the field, they get split up into two sets. One of the set is called T2G set and the other set is called EG set. Difference between these two sets is the difference of energy. It's called delta O, octahedral crystal field splitting. This is called delta O. क्या होगा? There will be two possible ways. What are these two possible ways? Either the electrons will go like this and the pairing of electron will take place, or pairing will not take place, the fourth electron will go into EG set. Means either the fourth electron goes in the EG set or the fourth electron gets paired up in the T2G set. Now on what factors it depends whether the electron pairs up or whether the electron is not pairing. Now this is known as pairing condition. In this case pairing takes place. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? Pairing of electrons. In this case pairing does not take place. Pairing does not take place. Now what are the conditions which make this electron to pair up, and in this case what are the conditions which make this electron not to pair up? Means agar if we write the electronic configuration of this D4 case, there are two possible ways of writing the electronic configuration. We have 4 electrons in T2G, therefore electronic configuration becomes T2G4 Eg0. In this case we have 3 electrons in T2G, electronic configuration becomes T2G3 Eg1. In this case we have 4 unpaired electrons, in this case we have 2 unpaired electrons. मैंने आपको क्या कहा था, जब नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कम होते हैं, इफ द नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डिक्रीजेस देन द complex is low spin complex. Now in this case, first we have 4 unpaired electrons, now we have only 2 unpaired electrons. Now the number of unpaired electrons reduces from 4 to 2, therefore this type of configuration it will lead to low spin complex. And in this case the number of electron remains same, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Number of electrons, unpaired electrons does not reduce, therefore it forms high spin complex. So the condition for the formation of low spin complex is one, that the number of electrons, unpaired electrons should reduce. Now why does this pairing take place? We will come to that point. Now see, it's a low spin complex and inner d orbitals they remain vacant, therefore these d2 orbitals, that is d2 sp3 will be configuration in case of low spin, and in case of high spin we do not have inner d orbital, configuration will be sp3d2. If you cannot understand this sp3 d2 and d2 sp3, then you have to watch my lecture on valence bond theory, where I have given detailed explanation in 3 videos are for valence bond theory. I have explained lot number of very important examples are there. Now see, these are the conditions. Now the case arises. Now the question arises, under what conditions? What are the conditions that led to the pairing of the electrons, and why here pairing does not take place? Now the pairing of electrons depends upon this magnitude of energy difference between this T2G and EG. If the energy is large, if energy between T2G and EG is large, then the electron tries to pair up. Means if pairing, in order for an electron to pair up, it requires energy. If pairing energy is small compared to energy difference between T2G and EG, then the electron pair up. Means if pairing energy Pe, if it is small compared to delta O, this is a delta O. If delta O is large, then pairing energy would be small, electron will try to pair up. So pairing takes place when delta O is large, that is octahedral crystal field. This octahedral splitting, if it is large, this difference between T2G and EG, if it is large, then the pairing takes place. And if it is small, then the pairing will not take place, electron will allowed to go into EG set. Means if pairing energy, if the energy required to pair up an electron is greater than delta O, then the electron does not pair up, it goes to EG set. Now we have to understand what are the factors that will lead to that will affect this difference between of energy between T2G and EG set. There must be certain factors which will explain in what case the energy between T2 and EG set will be large, and in which cases the energy will be small. Means the question is factors affecting magnitude of del O, octahedral crystal field splitting. On what factors this octahedral crystal field splitting depend upon? There are number of factors on which it depends. We will explain it later on. First we will take D5 case. Now if we have a D5 case, अगर हमारे पास में D5 case होता, then two conditions can arise. In D5 case, two conditions can arise. D5 means we have 5 unpaired electrons. Now it's a D5 case. In D5 case, either the electrons pair up, electron has paired up, or the electrons do not pair up. Means we have T2G and EG2 configuration. So in D5 case, we have, if the electron do not pair up, we have T2G3 EG2 configuration, and if the electrons pair up, we have T2G5 EG0 configuration. In this case, there is only one unpaired electron. In this case, there is 5. In this case, magnetic moment will be 1.73. In this case, magnetic moment will be 5.90. Now, how to remember that magnetic moment under root values? I will discuss that. I will tell you a trick for that. Now, see, means in D5 case and D4 case, we have two types of complexes. We can have low spin complexes, we can have high spin complex. In D5, we have low spin, we have high spin complex. In D6, if we have a D6 case, now consider a D6 case where the number of electrons is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now the 6 electrons can be like this, T2G6, EG0, means pairing takes place, that is a low spin complex. Or we can have T2G3, EG2, then pairing take place, means T2G4, EG2. This is the configuration for D6 case. Means in D6 case, we can have both inner orbital complex and outer orbital complex. Means for D6 we have low spin and high spin complex. Now what about D7 case? Let us take D7 case. Now this is a D7 case, there are 7 electrons. Means 2, 4, 6, 1 electron has to go over here. Now the electron has to go in EG set, because now the electron cannot go in T2G set because they are already completely occupied. Now in this case what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the electron has to pair. Now what happens in D7 case? What happens in D7 case? We have T2G6 EG1 and we have T2G5 EG2. Now in both the cases outer d orbital is occupied. This is occupied. We cannot have outer spin complex over here. We cannot have outer spin complex over here. Therefore for D7 case we have only, we cannot have inner orbital complex and inner orbital complex, because inner d orbitals are now occupied. Means the configuration is like this. These 5d orbitals are now like this: 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1 and 1. We have no 3d orbital for bond formation. We have 4s, we have 4p and we have 4d. Means outer orbitals are for bond formation. Therefore configuration will be 4s, 4p, 4d. That is sp3d2 configuration. This will be the geometry of the complex. Therefore D7 always forms high spin complex. It forms high spin complex. Similar will be the case with means D7, D8 D9, they always form high spin complexes. They form only high spin complexes, and we have already seen in last lecture D1, D2, D3, they only form low spin complexes. So the case of low and high spin arises only for D4, D5, D6 configuration. Now see, if we have a D8 configuration, D8 means we have 8 electrons over here, 3, 2, 2, 2, and we have one more electron over here. We have one more electron over here. We cannot have NR orbital complex because NRD orbitals are occupied. Therefore, three important points we have discussed over here. For D1, D2, D3 case, only low spin complexes can result. For D7, D8, D9 case, only high spin complexes result. For D4, D5, D6 case, we can have both high spin as well as low spin complexes. This is important. Now let us discuss on what factors does this delta O depend and why does this pairing take place. Factors affecting magnitude of delta O. Let me see first the length. Okay. Factors affecting delta O. Factors affecting, अगर हमें ये पता चलेगा, if we come to notice which factors affected delta O, then we can decide whether pairing will take place or not. Factors affecting delta O, octahedral crystal field splitting. Factors affecting delta O. What is delta O? It is energy difference between T2G and EG. What is T2G? It's a triply degenerate set, and what is EG? It's a doubly degenerate set. What does G stand for? It stands for center of symmetry, because octahedral complexes contain center of symmetry. Now, what are the factors? On which factors does this depend upon? When can we say that the energy difference between T2G and EG, it is large, and when we are going to say that energy difference between T2G and EG is small? If the energy difference is large, then pairing takes place. If the energy difference is large, then pairing takes place. If energy difference is small, then the electrons do not pair. Now the first factor is oxidation state. Oxidation state of metal. Oxidation state of metal in a complex. Now delta O, crystal field splitting, it is directly proportional to oxidation state of metal. It is directly proportional to oxidation state of metal. Means greater the oxidation state of metal, more will be delta O, more will be crystal field splitting. Greater the oxidation state of metal, more will be crystal field splitting. For example, let us consider a complex CO, H2O, whole sequence 2 plus, CO, H2O, whole sequence 2 plus, and let us consider CO, H2O, whole sequence 3 plus. These are two complexes. In this case, water is a neutral ligand, so the oxidation state on cobalt is plus 2. In this case, water is a neutral ligand, oxidation state on cobalt is plus 3. Now, which one will have more value of crystal field splitting? In which case, the difference between T2G and EG will be more, obviously where the oxidation state is more. In case in B part, and if this is A, in B the oxidation state is more, it is having higher oxidation state, greater the oxidation state, more is crystal field splitting. Therefore, del O of B is greater than del O of A. This is very important. The questions are asked, you are given 4 complexes and you have to arrange them in the order of increasing del O, that's crystal field splitting. Now you can tell easily, in this case pairing will not take place, and in this case pairing can take place. Now let us take few more examples. Let us take example. For example, we have FeCN whole sequence 3 minus FeCN whole sequence 2 minus. Now you have to tell which one is having more delta O. And in this case, oxidation state is x minus 6 is equal to minus 3, therefore x is equal to plus 3. X minus 6 is equal to minus 2, therefore x is equal to plus 4. Oxidation state is 4, oxidation state is plus 3. Obviously, the greater the oxidation state, more is delta O. Delta O will be higher for this compared to this. This is first important point on which delta O depends, that's crystal field splitting depends. Number second, same oxidation state but the number of d electrons is different. if the oxidation state of the metal is same but the number of d electrons is different. This number second factor is same oxidation state. We have two metals that have same oxidation state, but the number of d electrons is different. We have same oxidation state, but the number of d electrons is different. For example, cobalt H2O whole 6 2 plus, and we have Ni nickel hexaecho 2 plus. These are two complexes. In this case, oxidation state of cobalt is +2. In this case, oxidation state is +2. Means we cannot decide on the basis of oxidation state. Now what we have to do? We have to see a number of d electrons. Now see, delta O is inversely proportional to d electrons. The greater the d electrons, less is delta O. मीन्स अगर आपके पास ज़्यादा डी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है तो डेल्टा ओ जो है T2GeG एनर्जी का डिफरेंस वो कम होता है. Now see what happens in this case. How many d electrons? It's cobalt 2 plus. Cobalt has atomic number 27. That's its configuration is 3d74s2. But cobalt is in +2 oxidation state. It has lost 2 electrons, means it is 3d7. It's a d7 species. Now in this case, nickel has atomic number 28. Its configuration is 3d84s2. But nickel 2 plus has lost 2 electrons. It is 3d8. 3d8 means it has 8 d electrons. Now greater the number of d electrons, less is delta O. In this case, there are 8 d electrons. In this case, there are 7 d electrons. Therefore, delta O will be greater for that which is having less number of d electrons. This is second important point on the basis of which you can decide whether what is the magnitude of delta O between T2G and EG sets. In which case delta O will be higher, and in which case delta O will be lower. Now number third factor is principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. Principal quantum number is value of n. We know that for 3D series, we have 3D series transition metals, we have 4D series, we have 5D series. Here the value of n is 3. Here the value of principal quantum number is 4, n is 5. Greater the value of n, more is delta O. Delta O is directly proportional to n, that's principal quantum number. For example, आपके पास you have iron, ruthenium and osmium. This belongs to 3D series. Its configuration is 3d64s2. Its configuration is 4d65s2. Its configuration is 5d6s2. So you have to tell in which case delta O will be large. Delta O will be large. In that case, it means the value of n is large. Here the value of n is 5, principal quantum number. N is 4, n is 3. So this, if this is first, this is second, this is third, then delta O values will be, third will be having greater delta O, then second, then first. Now if you have a complex of this and this, you can decide which one will be having large value of delta O. And the fourth most important point is nature of ligand. Nature of ligand. Now see, on the basis of nature of ligand, ligands have been classified into a series known as spectrochemical series. We have framed ligands in a series known as spectrochemical series. Ligands have been arranged in a series known as spectrochemical series in the order of increasing field strength. Spectrochemical series have been formed in the order of ligands have been arranged in a series. That series is known as spectrochemical series in the order of increasing field strength. These ligands have been arranged in the series in the order of increasing field strength. Now see, greater the field strength of the ligand, more is the value of delta O. Now let us write that series. Now let us write that series. You have to remember this series, iodine negative. It's a weak ligand, means we are arranging ligands in the order of increasing field strength. We will see this is Br negative, this is S2 negative, and then we have SEN thiocyanate, then we have chlorine, then we have N3, then we have fluorine, then we have urea, then we have OH negative, then we have C2H4, C2O42 negative, then O2 negative oxo, then water, then we have NCS negative, then we have glycinato, then we have ammonia, then we have pyridine. Ammonia and pyridine are having equal crystal field, field strength. Then we have ethylene diamine. Then we have ethylene diamine, this is En. Then we have SO32 negative. Then we have NH2OH. Then we have bipyrimethyl. Then we have, this is equal to phenanthrene. Then we have NO2. Then we have CH3. Then we have phenyl C6H5. Then we have PR3. Then we have Cn, and then we have CO. Now the ligands which are at the end of the series, these are very strong field ligands. These are strong field ligands. These are strong field ligands. Strong field ligands means they push the electrons. They push the electrons. They make the electrons to pair up. They push electrons and the electrons pair up. Whenever there is a strong field ligand like this, the electrons usually pair up. They push the electrons pair up. Then ammonia is considered usually a strong field ligand, means it lies in between strong and weak field. आफ्टर दिस जो भी लाइगेंड्स यहाँ के बाद है ये सब स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड है. इन सारों में क्या होगा, इन सारों में हमारे पास जब भी ऐसे लिगेंड्स होंगे देन द पेयरिंग विल टेक प्लेस. इन ऑल दीज केसेस व्हेन वी हैव सच टाइप ऑफ लाइगेंड्स पेयरिंग विल टेक प्लेस. और ये जो लाइगेंड्स हैं आयोडीन ब्रोमीन ये सब वीक फील्ड लाइगेंड्स होते हैं. इन वीक फील्ड लाइगेंड से पेयरिंग नहीं होते हैं बिकॉज whenever we have weak field ligand, then what happens, energy difference between this and this is small. Now see, this is spectrochemical series and ligands are arranged in the order of increasing field strength. This has a very high field strength, means energy difference between T2G and EG is very large. When the energy difference is large, ligands pair up. Now see, once the question have been asked, once or twice a question has been asked in the NEET, you are given 3-4 these ligands, you have to arrange them in the order of increasing field strength. Therefore it's important to remember this series. तो आज के टॉपिक में हमने सीखा जो D1, D2, D3 complexes होते हैं they form only low spin complex. D4, D5, D6 they form both low spin and high spin complex. D7, D8, D9 and D10 they form only high spin complexes. उसके बाद हमने सीखा कि उनकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कैसे लिखते हैं. हम देखते हैं T2G में कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे और EG में कितने. देन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बिकम्स T2G रेज़ टू पावर समथिंग एंड EG रेज़ टू पावर द नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. उसके बाद हमने देखा ये जो डेल्टा ओ है वेदर द पेयरिंग विल टेक प्लेस आर नॉट, मीन्स ये एनर्जी गैप जितनी ज़्यादा होगी उतनी पेयरिंग नहीं जल्दी होगी. अगर ये एनर्जी गैप कम है देन द पेयरिंग विल नॉट टेक प्लेस. इलेक्ट्रॉन जंप करेगा फ्रॉम दिस लेवल टू दिस लेवल ईजिली. तो हमने देखा ऑन वेट फैक्टर्स इट डिपेंड्स. फर्स्ट हमने देखा ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट, जितनी ज़्यादा ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट उतनी क्रिस्टल फील्ड और स्प्लिटिंग ज़्यादा होगी. उसके बाद हमने देखा अगर ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट सेम है देन उसके बाद हमने देखा अगर ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट सेम है देन नंबर ऑफ डी इलेक्ट्रॉन, अगर नंबर ऑफ डी इलेक्ट्रॉन ज़्यादा है तो क्रिस्टल फील्ड स्प्लिटिंग ज़्यादा है, कम है इट्स इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू क्रिस्टल फील्ड स्प्लिटिंग. उसके बाद हमने देखा प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर, जितना ज़्यादा प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर होगा उतनी ज़्यादा क्रिस्टल फील्ड स्प्लिटिंग होगी. उसके बाद हमने स्पेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज़ देखी. स्पेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज़ में हमने देखी स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द फील्ड लाइगेंड. जितनी ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ लाइगेंड की होती है उतना ज़्यादा क्या होगा डिफरेंस इन एनर्जी, उतनी ज़्यादा उस टाइम स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लाइगेंड प्रोड्यूस होगा और उतना ज़्यादा क्या होगा पेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विल टेक प्लेस. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. Hope you like this video. In the next lecture, we will discuss examples of crystal field theory and the exceptions encountered in crystal field theory. कुछ exceptions ऐसे हैं जहाँ पे weak field ligand है लेकिन पेयरिंग फिर भी होती है, इसलिए विल डिस्कस दोज एग्जांपल्स. दोज एक्सेप्शनल एग्जांपल्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.